Political reflections, here is Friday's schedule for the historic summit between North Korea's Kim Jong-un and South Korea's Moon Jae-in, which will happen at 9:30 a.m. on Friday Seoul time at the military demarcation line that divides the two nations. Expectations are high that the summit, the first between the leaders of the two Koreas in 11 years, will yield some kind of agreement. This could be in the form of a peace declaration, a statement on nuclear disarmament, or a plan to withdraw troops from the heavily fortified border area. Then a very interesting report on Reuters, Understanding Kim inside the US effort to profile the secretive North Korean leader. US intelligence experts are trying to build a profile of Kim Jong-un to give President Donald Trump a competitive edge in one of the most consequential summits since the Cold War, but they face a huge challenge figuring out a secretive North Korean ruler few people know much about. Pompeo, Trump's pick to become Secretary of State, came back from Pyongyang privately describing the young North Korean leader as a smart guy who's doing his homework for these meetings. Indeed he is. The emerging US consensus on Kim is similar to what many outside experts have publicly concluded. He is seen as a rational actor, said US officials, and in fact most actors have proven to be rational, including Saddam and Gaddafi, not the total nut job that Trump once branded him. North Korea's leadership was one of the hardest collection components out there for intelligence gathering. I remain unconvinced that the US and its partners can offer Kim sufficient guarantees in the event he denuclearizes. And that's what Asia Times has picked up on in an article, No Sign Yet. Kim really intends to denuclearize. And I wrote in September last year, in front and center in Kim's mind must be the image of Saddam Hussein being hung by his neck, and of Muammar Gaddafi meeting his death. Take a look at Kim Jong-un's visit to China. It's a 40-minute documentary by North Korea's Central TV, and it really gives you insights into him, I think. 12th of February this year, I said North Korea is the buffer state between China and more than 30,000 US soldiers parked on their doorstep in South Korea. I was referencing the visit by Kim's sister and quoting Lao Tzu, water is fluid, soft and yielding, but water will wear away rock, which is rigid and cannot yield. As a rule, whatever is fluid, soft and yielding will overcome whatever is rigid and hard. This is another paradox. What is soft is strong. I was then thinking that South Korea was going to be peeled off, and that going by his puppy dog smiles, President Moon River will be in Pyongyang before you can pronounce Kim Yo-jong correctly. I was saying then Russia always had their back. China was never interested in bringing him to heel. After all, he is the buffer state between China and more than 30,000 US soldiers parked on their doorstep in South Korea. September 2017, writing again about Korea. At that time he was testing his various rockets, and I was quoting A Screaming Comes Across the Sky, Gravity's Rainbow is a 1973 novel by Thomas Pynchon, which is about the design, the production and dispatch of V-2 rockets by the German military. In particular, it features the quest undertaken by several characters to uncover the secret of a mysterious device named the Schwarzgerät, the black device, slated to be installed in a rocket with the serial number 00000. As the world watches, I was saying I cannot help wondering if Kim Jong-un has read Pynchon when he speaks of a screaming coming across the sky. And it is a curve each of them feels unmistakably. It is the parabola they must have guessed once or twice, guessed and refused to believe that everything, always collectively, had been moving toward that purified shape latent in the sky. that shape of no surprise, no second chance, no return. And then in November 2010, I was wrote a piece of starts far away in distant lands lies the hermit kingdom. I was saying they've all had tiny little hands, like the elves and the shoemaker.